Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time we finished our business at the Kandorian temple and we managed to rescue the two children at the shrine of the sea god. Today we're going to explore a little bit more of the shrine and then continue on with the story. So let's go ahead and go across the rope here. And we have a few small bridges. And right there we have a Jupiter gene. And this is also the critter that the children were speaking about. So let's see if we have any good luck catching it. Yeah, as you can see, as soon as we approach, he just runs away. So I'm interrupted, a few more old enemies. Alright, and before I forget, let me go ahead and change back to the squire. There we go. So let's go after the Jupiter gene. Alright, we have a few footsteps here, and there are a few different choices. We can go through a few different doors, but you always want to go to either one of these. Any door that takes you up here. Because as you can see, now we have a hint as to where he's going. And we just have to take the door down here. Alright, let's take care of the angle worms and continue on. Alright. And there he is. So, we could just go after him, but he can just jump over them. So we have to block the way. Pretty simple, just push this here. And he should have no way out. And be ready. We have another gene fight. This guy is called Breath. He is level 7, he has 184 hit points, 16 synergy, 37 attack, 8 defense, 27 agility and 6 luck. He has a Venus elemental resistance of 25, a Mars resistance of 100, a Jupiter resistance of 193 and a Mercury resistance of 100. And he has a Jupiter elemental power of 125. Now, he normally yields 43 experience points, which would then become 55 if we finish him off with Echo. He drops 89 coins, which would then become 115, and of course he doesn't drop any items. As for his commands, he has the basic attack, the whirlwind, bolt and slash synergies, and the flee command, as every single gene does. So let's see if I can actually get the bonus EXP and coins. Let's first do a simple round of attacks. Hopefully he will not run away. Alright. Alright. So, Sheba is going to go first, but she's not going to be able to take him out. Hopefully, Echo should be able to take him out. Yes, 55 and 115. Alright. And we got Breath. So, let's quickly go over this guy. So, his battle effect is that he restores a target's HP by 40%, and abilities like this one always have priority, meaning that they always go first. As for the set stat bonus, he provides a +9 to your base HP, +3 to your base defense, and +4 to your base agility. Alright, quickly on to the new classes that are now available. If Felix were to hold a Jupiter gene, he will have access to the Apprentice class. In this class he has 100 standard HP, slightly above standard synergy, slightly above standard attack at 110%, standard defense, slightly above standard agility at 120% and slightly below the standard luck. As for his commands, he will have access to the loot synergy, which is it's only used if it may inflict the delusion status, but at level 7 he will have access to a new synergy. And as it happens, as is the case with a few other classes, if he were at a higher rank he will have access to a few other synergies. Alright, now on to Jenna. If she were to hold a Jupiter Gene, she will have access to the Page class. This class has standard HP, above standard synergy, slightly above standard attack, standard defense, above standard agility, and below standard luck. She will have access to the Delude synergy, which I already mentioned, as well as the Ward synergy, which boosts a target's resistance, by that it means the elemental resistance, by 40 points, and it can stab up to 2 times. And she also has a few synergies that are currently locked because of the rank. Alright, so I noticed that in the last episode I forgot to go over the new Mercury fusion. So I figured I take this chance to go over both the Mercury and the Jupiter summons. So let's quickly go over those. Mercury is the elemental power of water. It requires 1 Mercury Gene, it has a base power of 30, it has an HP multiplier of 3%, and after you use it, the character that casts it gets a +10 to their Mercury or water power. Jupiter is the elemental power of wind. It requires 1 Jupiter Gene, it has a base power of 30, it has an HP multiplier of 3%, and whoever casts it gets a +10 to their Jupiter elemental power. Alright, now that we are done with that, so there's really not much we can do here. We could proceed through, or rather, the way to continue exploring the Shrine of the Sea God would be through here, but we cannot do anything about the small puddles of water. So let's just go ahead and use Retreat. And I want to quickly go back to Daila. Alright, so a few things of notice. First off, now that we rescue the kids, apparently all the puddles of water that had formed around Daila are gone, thankfully, or at least most of them, so moving around is a lot more easy. You have a few different lines of dialogue, and you can also, if you go to their houses, you can see the children just happily eating. But that's not what I want to focus on. First, let's quickly go over to the sanctuary. So, once again we have the small puddles of water, so if we ever get a chance, if we ever get any synergy to use it on, we may be able to get that teardrop right there. But for now that is unavailable to us. So, there's actually a small cutscene that you can very easily miss, and it happens if you try to go back to the mayor's house after you rescue the children. Felix. Well, well, our happy little family is back together again. Alex, where did you go? To look for a ship, of course. That's what Creighton said. And did you find one? Unfortunately, there are none to be had. I spoke to the mayor, and he suggested that we try the large town south of us. Is that where you're going? Yes, Madra may have boats available. That will be the most logical move. So what do you think? Should we go to Madra with Alex? Well, it makes sense. Ah, you want to travel with me? What? You don't like the idea? No, that's not it. I'm just preoccupied. Self-absorbed is more like it. I simply prefer to work alone. If that is the case, we'll let you be. Perhaps you will see me in Madra. Gah! The nerve of that guy! Yeah, I know. Now, I just want to find a boat before he does. let's be on our way. So yeah, you can completely miss that because you don't really need to come back after you save the children. You don't get anything in particular other than that scene. But we have a few different lines of dialogue from the mayor, so I want to actually talk to everyone here as well as him. Who was that guy? I wonder why he needed a boat so badly. Maybe that guy washed up on shore when the wave hit. I think this is a repeated one, but I think this lady has a different line of dialogue. It's too dangerous to go to Madra now. I wonder if that man who wanted the boat will survive on the Deccan Plateau. The road to Madra goes through the Deccan Plateau. It is nearly impossible to cross over that soft, crumbly soil right now. So, even more an even bigger hint of where to go. Don't tell me you're all looking for a boat too. Yes. Look, there aren't any boats here, not for you or anyone. Try Madra, down south. He said he paid me a fortune for a boat. I'm not sure he paid me even if I had one though. Alright, so yeah. There's not much we can do in Daila now, so our next destination is Madra, and we will have to go over the Deccan Plateau. Before that, I want to quickly go over the item shops. So, I previously quickly went over them, but now I actually want to buy a few things. Mostly defensive gear. I'm not going to buy any weapons, because we'll soon get a chance to either purchase or collect better weapons on our way. And I spoke to the wrong guy. Here we go. Alright. So, let's see here. So, I'm going to buy the travel vest for both Felix and Jenna and quickly equip it. It's always a good idea to sell your old pieces of gear since you have no use for it. Alright, let's see what else. I think the wooden shield, yeah. And the leather cap, I believe. Yeah, everyone but Sheba will be benefited by it. Alright, and with that we are done. Alright, so we want to go to the Deccan Plateau, so let's head east. Actually, I was wrong here, sorry. We have to go south before we go east. So, my bad. Can we run away? Yes. And let's go ahead and set those jeans back so we get the bonus from them. Do I want to heal? I think we'll be fine. Alright, right. Now we go east. And then to the west, and we should be reaching the Deccan Plateau anytime soon. There we go. Alright, we're here. And as you can see, especially from what we were told, the road here is particularly tricky, even more so now that the tidal wave seems to have softened the soil even more. So if we step over any of the small cracks here, we'll instantly fall down. So we can go up there, but actually, never mind that. Let's go over the new enemy now. So this is a skeleton. It is level 8. It has 60 hit points, no synergy, 46 attack, 14 defense, 18 agility, and 1 luck. It has a Venus elemental resistance of 25, a Mars resistance of 72, a Jupiter resistance of 48, and a Mercury resistance of 127. And it has a Venus elemental power of 100. Now, this enemy will normally yield 10 experience points, which will then become 13 if we finish him off with a Mars Gin. He drops 11 coins, which will then become 14, and there is a 1 in 16 chances that then become a 1 in 4 that he will drop a herb. As for his commands, he has the basic attack and the Bone Charge monster skill, which is a Venus base attack with a 1.7 multiplier. So, nothing particularly threatening about him. Let's just get rid of them. Alright, so I want to go through here because we have a chest. We got the full metal vest. So this is not any normal piece of equipment, this is what is called an artifact. Artifacts are special pieces of both gear and weapons. You can usually only get one of a kind, unless they are enemy drops, of course, and they tend to have special abilities, aside from just boosting your stats. Now, unfortunately, the full metal vest is quite unique in the respect that he doesn't have any side effect or special ability, so it's not... I don't know if you can actually call it an artifact, only in the fact that you can buy them only in the fact that you can buy plenty of them. But nonetheless, it provides a defense boost of 21, and since Sheba is by far the frailest of the group, I'm going to give it to her. Alright. Another angle worm. And we get an elixir. Let's see. I have a bunch of herbs, so let's quickly heal everyone up. Alright. Alright. So we have these stone pillars that are actually quite frail, so if you step on them, they pretty much crumble, so you have to take into account where you want to go. We got an elixir there, nothing particularly impressive. And we have this giant... Never mind. We have a new enemy, and actually this enemy is not exclusive to the Deccan Plateau. We could have also run into it in the Shrine of the Sea God, but we managed to avoid him. Nonetheless, we have here a ghost. It is level 7, it has 56 hit points, 6 synergy, 38 attack, 12 defense, 12 agility and 2 luck. It has a Venus elemental resistance of 48, a Mars resistance of 72, a Jupiter resistance of 7, and a Mercury resistance of 100. And it has a Venus elemental power of 100 as well. It normally yields 9 experience points, which would then become 11 if we finish him off with a Jupiter Gene. He drops 9 coins, which then become 11, and there is a 1 in 16 chances, that become a 1 in 4, that he will drop an oil drop. Now, as for his commands, he has the basic attack, the Rumble monster skill, the impaired synergy, which lowers a target's defense rating by 25%, and he may at random use a herb. And he's accompanied by a skeleton. So, again, nothing particularly threatening, we should be just fine. There we go. So, we have a giant pillar of iron, and we can try using move, but this one is completely stuck to the ground, so we can't do anything about it yet. A few more angle worms, let's deal with them quickly. And Jenna level up, and we got a new synergy. I'll make sure to showcase it as soon as I can. So, have to make sure here to avoid, there we go, to here, and we're fine. Alright, let's go ahead and use Beam. Attack with a searing hit beam. There we go. I really like the animation for Beam. I think it's one of my favorites. Alright, here once again we have the same pillars. And we have a chest there. I want to make sure that this one crumbles, so we can go get it. And what we have here, we got the Timis axe. So this is not any normal weapon, this is an artifact weapon. And this is where things get a little bit more complicated. So, as I mentioned before, when it comes to artifacts, they usually have special effects. When it comes to weapons, they are in two categories. Some weapons you can just use them from your inventory, whether you have them equipped or not, and they will have a particular effect, like boosting a character's stats or healing a character. Other weapons, which require you to have them equipped, and have special abilities that can be triggered. These are called unleashes. Unleashes are usually special attacks that either deal special damage either aligned to a particular element or neutral, and may also have a specific effect, such as poisoning or paralyzing or putting an enemy to sleep. So, let's quickly go over the Themis Axe. The Themis Axe provides an attack boost of 30, its unleash is called Stone Justice, it deals an 11 extra bonus damage, and it may cut the target's agility by 50%. Alright, so, since it is an axe, of course, I'm going to give it to Felix, as he is the only one that can wield it. Alright, and now I think we have to go back, because, yeah. Let's see if we can get the unleash here. No, but 35 damage is pretty nice. Yeah, we have to go back on the screen because the pillars are now too weakened for us to proceed. Alright. Now we go through here. Another skeleton. Let's see if I can showcase. Nope. And Sheva level up. Nice. Alright. We keep having to avoid the metal bars. Hopefully we can obtain some synergy to do something about them. So let's see if Felix gets to showcase Stone Justice or not. Right, let's go through here, and right there we have a Mars Djinn, and we are caught by surprise also. Let's quickly deal with them. Alright, so we can get through there because we can't move that log, and we have a Mars Djinn right there. So let's actually fall here and go all the way through the caves below, right here. Alright, and there he is, and he completely screwed us over, so let's just fall through here. And there he is again, quite fast. So there is actually one more enemy in the Deccan Plateau that we haven't run into, and I hope we do get a chance to run into it, otherwise I'll just go over the details about him right before we're over. Alright, there he is, and he will not allow himself to be caught that easily. So let's go this way. I have a giant bridge. We could go across the bridge, but that one actually wouldn't get us anywhere because we actually have to go down through here. And speaking of which, here's the enemy that I was talking about. Here we have a mini goblin. He is level 8. He has 62 experience point HP, sorry, no synergy at all, 61 attack, 16 defense, 25 agility, and 5 luck. He has a Venus elemental power of elemental resistance of 100, Mars resistance of 72, a Jupiter resistance of 48, and a Mercury resistance of 72. He normally yields 25 experience points, which would then become 32 if we finish him off with a Jupiter Djinn. He drops 28 coins, which would then become 36, and there is a 1 in 16 chances that then become a 1 in 4 that he will drop a sleep bomb. As for his commands, he only has the basic attack, and he may at random use a herb. So, nothing to write home about, but I just want to make sure that we go over all the enemies. And there we have Stone Justice. Good amount of damage, and there we go. So yeah, we want to actually go down without crossing over the bridge. first off because I want to get what's in that chest there. Here we have a nut. So in order to actually progress, we just have to push over this log with the vines. And go all the way around. And there we go. And as you can see, that Margin was able to use synergy outside of combat. Speaking of combat, let's... damn it. Alright, let's kill the skeleton quickly. Alright, so yeah, if we went the normal way across the bridge, he would have just slammed over the iron pole and we would have been locked because we could not be able to walk over the small crack on the earth. So here we are. And that margin continues to be an annoyance to us. So instead of walking over that, let's just push this here. Can I actually... no, we have to go up before. First. Let's go up here, make this one crumble so we can move along the other way. Alright. Now, let's push this here. And climb on. And then down here. Alright. One more. Oh, nice, with a critical. I don't know if I mentioned it, but even if you have an artifact weapon unlocked, you can still get criticals, so unleashes do not just replace your critical hits. Alright, so let's go through here. Now, we have a bit of a maze here. If we just go right for him, as in this way, right in front of us, let's see, this is what happens. Yeah. He simply will not allow us to get anywhere near him. So we have to find another way to approach him. Man, that full metal vest is really doing wonders for Sheva. Only 1 damage from a monster skill? Alright, so we want to avoid a direct confrontation, so let's go this way. And up. Right here. So we're going to get the drop on him. No, there we go. We have to make sure that we fall down right here. Alright, and he dropped something. We got the pound cube, and we just gave it to Jenna. So I was planning on giving it to her anyways, because she is the only party member that doesn't have any outside of battle synergies. And Felix doesn't have a big synergy pool, so I think it's better if we can just spread them around. Alright, we're almost over with the Deccan Plateau, and here he finally is. Unfortunately, he will not allow himself to get caught very easily. So we have to take precautions. Let's go ahead and use Pound here. If we didn't, he would have just simply jumped over, and after having weakened the weak pillar, he would have been safe from us. But now he's not. So I want to make sure that we're ready. Yeah. And who has fog right now? Alright, here we go. Alright. Alright, here we have yet another Jin fight. This guy is Canon. He is level 8. He has 203 hit points, 18 agility, 18 synergy, 43 attack, 10 defense, 32 agility and 7 luck. He has a Venus elemental resistance of 100, a Mars resistance of 193, a Jupiter resistance of 100 and a Mercury resistance of 25, and he has a Mars elemental power of 125. He normally yields 58 experience points, which will then become 75 if we finish him off with a Mercury Jin. He drops 93 coins, which then become 120, and as he doesn't drop any items, of course. As for the commands, he has the basic attack, the Flare synergy, which is the Blast synergy, and the Flee command, of course. So I want to see if I can get the extra EXP and coins. If I don't get it in the first try, I'm just going to finish him off normally. Unfortunately, Jenna only has access to Mars synergies, which aren't going to be particularly useful against a Mars Jin. That is almost 100. One more turn of just everyone attacking except for Jenna. If he doesn't run away, I may be able to finish him off next turn. Yeah. And he's always the last one to act, so Fog just should be able to take him out. Yep, there we go. 75 and 120. Felix found the Mars Jin cannon, so of course I'm going to give that to Jenna, but first let's go over a few more details. So, his battle effect is that he deals a Mars based attack that is equal to the user's standard physical attack with another 40 points of damage. So actually very good effect for the first Mars Jin of the game. As for the set stat bonus, he provides a plus 10 to your base HP and plus 3 to your base attack. Now, we don't have a Mercury Adept. If we did, he would have access to a few new dual elemental synergies, classes, but the only one that is available to us now that we have a Mars Jin would be the Jupiter Pilgrim class, and the only one that can access it right now is Sheva. By holding one Mars Jin, she accesses the Pilgrim class and rank. She has slightly below standard HP, above standard synergy, slightly below standard attack, standard defense, above standard agility and above standard luck. And she will have access to the slash synergy, as well as one other synergy that is currently locked by a rank, but she will have access to another synergy in about 2 more levels. So other than that, not much more to say. Let's rearrange a few things here. Let's heal everyone up, or at least Felix. And actually I didn't need to do that, I forgot. Never mind. Alright, so we're almost done here, I believe. And there's actually... well, never mind. We have a new enemy that I forgot to go over. So, this guy right here is a Rat Soldier. Let's see here. There we go. He is level 8. He has 69 HP, no synergy at all, 56 attack, 13 defense, 19 agility and 2 luck. He has a Venus elemental resistance of 72, a Mars elemental resistance of 48, a Jupiter resistance of 72 and a Mercury resistance of 100. He yields 17 experience points, which will then become 22. If we finish him off with a Mars Jin, he drops 19 coins, which then become 24, and there is a 1 in 16 chances, that then become a 1 in 4, that he will drop a Smoke Bomb. Now, as for the commands, he has the basic attack and the Flee command. And this may actually be a good opportunity to showcase So I always mentioned how some enemies drop extra experience and coins if you finish them off with a specific gene, and I've been doing that for the 2 genes that we have. Actually, yeah, I did that for both the Jupiter and the Mars gene that we just fought. But they actually want to showcase that for regular enemies, and this should be a good opportunity to do that. So hopefully he will not run away. Alright. So normally whenever you defeat an enemy in any traditional manner, the death animation is their sprite turning grey and then like vanishing, almost as if they're turning to dust. But if you actually fulfill the conditions to have an increased EXP yield and coin drop, you get a different animation, and that's what I wanted to show. There you go. If you defeat an enemy with a gene and they flash a bunch of colors, that means that you got it right. So it's a nice little extra detail. Alright. Now I believe there's nothing else to see here. We're almost done. Yep, we are out. And look at that, we have what looks like Minority ship. So before we end the episode, let's quickly go and take a look. East Indra Shore. Look, it's Minardi's ship. It doesn't look like they sail here though. Of course not, they were killed at the lighthouse, weren't they? Do you think it could have drifted here? It seems unlikely, but sure. Yes, Felix, that would be logical. If we had that thingy Saturos had, we could just take their boat. For all we know, the orb is at the bottom of the sea. With them. Well, there's no point in hanging around here all day. Let's go see about finding ourselves a ship we can use. Alright, I think that's more than enough for now. We explored a little bit more of the Shrine of the Sea God. We got an Jupiter gene. And we went through all of the Deccan Plateau, obtaining our first Mars gene. So next time we're going to continue our way south to Madra and see if we can find a boat there. See you guys then.